And good Monday morning. It's the first Monday in June. June the 3rd, I believe. I was looking up at the lights and I almost lost my sight there. But welcome to Tennessee Valley this morning. My name is Alan Mincy. I'm your host. Co-host, of course, LU, Live United Lou. He's been on the show many months and has yet to say a word. So that's my kind of co-host. He lets me handle all the tough work, and he just looks good. That's Lou. So thank you for being on the show again with us today. Hey, we got a great show coming up. We've got a couple of special guests, and I think you're going to really enjoy the show. I always take the first part of the show to talk a little bit about something at United Way related, and want to let you folks know about a program that we have just joined. It's called Text for Baby. Now, it's not babies learning how to text or anything like that, or texting to a baby and they answer. But what it is a program that you can join if you are an expectant mom or the mother of a child up to age 1, where you text the word baby into a certain number. And I wish I had that number in my head, and I don't. But you can find that on our United Way Facebook page or UnitedWayBC.com. But you text that in, and you will receive free texts, possibly 3 a week or so, as an expectant mom or a mother of a young child. Some tips on good parenting, things to know, maybe recalls of diapers or bottles or things like that you may read in the paper, days after you know about the recall or so. So it's something that's great. We're really excited to be a part of it, and just another thing that United Way wants to get involved with to help folks in our community. So if you need to know more about that program, give us a call down at the United Way, 479-2020. Go on our website, UnitedWayBC.com, our Facebook page, United Way Bradley County, or I'll try to pass it along to the folks here at the station so they can have that too if you want to talk to one of the co-hosts or anything like that. So great program. We hope you get involved, and just another thing that we're doing at United Way. Coming up on our show today, I've got someone who has been on the show before, and she'll be coming up toward the third segment, I guess I'll call it, of our show, and that's Ivy Lawrence. And some of you will remember Ivy because she's been on the show before when she was at Lee University as a member of the Bateman team that did some things with United Way. We had a special event that took place back, I want to say, the spring of 2012. I'm looking over there, and Ivy's doing this. So, but it was something that went really well in our community. And now she has joined our group of nonprofit organizations here in town. She's working with the People for Care and Learning, a great organization that we have a great connection with. So I wanted Ivy to come in, not necessarily to talk about her new job, though may let her do that too, but she has just returned from her first trip with the folks from PCL to the Build a City location in Cambodia. So I'm going to ask Ivy to come in and talk a little bit about that. But I've got a special tape segment. We have a special person here in town that we think an awful lot about. We have watched her from age 15, I believe, get involved with an organization called Tunes for the Troops. And I say get involved. Actually, I guess she's the creator of Tunes for the Troops, and that's Kaylee Radziminski. And this past Thursday, she actually left Cleveland to go begin her military career, although it's kind of hard to say that. I think she's always been a part of the military since she's been involved with Tunes for the Troops. But she was kind enough to come in on Thursday and allow us to talk to her about the program and about her future. So we taped a segment with her, and we're going to show that to the folks viewing on our show today. So we're going to come back right after these messages with Kaylee Radziminski, and learn a little bit about what's going on with her. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here, doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000 bucks. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
Are you having trouble filing for disability?
Seems no one is concerned about your pain, the waiting, the denials.
While some representatives will meet with you in court, we will meet with you now to discuss your plan. We'll review with you the same file that the judges will see. Call us now, Social Security Law Center at Logan Thompson.
You're entitled to better.
This segment of Tennessee Valley This Morning is brought to you by Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland and 2120 Chapman Road, Chattanooga. For your next new or previously owned vehicle, make it Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, the better way to buy.
And welcome back to Tennessee Valley This Morning. And for those of you watching on this Monday morning, we hope you've had a good weekend and all. This is actually a segment that we taped Thursday afternoon here at the studio at Cleveland State. And the reason we taped it on Thursday is because my guest, with it being Monday morning, is probably hearing the bugle play whatever that word. Reveille. I can't even say it. And she's probably, well, I'll take that back because you're going to Washington State, which is 3 hours behind us.
Yes.
So it's 6:30 in the morning here. It'd be 3:30 in the morning there. I hope you're still getting a little bit of sleep.
I'll probably be, waking up.
Almost. You're probably really
so excited.
excited about that. I have Kaylee Radzominski with me, and if you haven't seen the paper this past week, she's given a lot of opportunities for Mayor Tom Rowland to be on the front page of the paper. Seems like he's giving you a key to the city and everything. And I know that we both think the world of Tom, and Joe does too. Joe worked with him for many years, but he's an old military guy too. So and actually went to your graduation at Tennessee Tech.
My commissioning.
Your commissioning and pinned you.
Yes.
So he's an old Air Force guy, I believe. So that's great. But Kaylee is. She's presently in the military, second lieutenant. I feel like I should stand up and salute you. But presently second lieutenant in the Army?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I love it. She's so formal. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think that's the way
it's
you
a
were.
Habit.
I think that you were that way before you even got into military. You were just brought up that way. But many of you will remember Kaylee from back in the days when she was I want to say a sophomore or junior.
Or freshman.
Freshman at Cleveland High School.
Yes.
And she began a program called Tunes for the Troops. and that's just such a catchy name that it couldn't have anything but success. But it really took off and just boom, became such a great program. And for the viewers who may not know what Tunes for the Troops is, how it began and everything like that, tell us a little bit about it.
Okay. Well, Tunes for the Troops is an organization that I started when I was 15. Basically, it just started off as an idea of sending entertainment items such as CDs, DVDs, books on CD, and whatnot overseas to the troops. And the reason why I chose to send items like that was because I was down at Pensacola, Florida, and one of the main things that the troops were saying that had returned from overseas, because there are both Navy personnel and Marine personnel, and so they were just saying that they don't have items like that overseas. You know, they don't think to bring items such as that. They are more worried about the socks, the baby wipes, and those kind of items. And so that really got me thinking, and it like touched my heart in a certain way, because I couldn't stand the fact that people that are fighting and are giving up so much for us have to go without. So I was like, I have to do something. So I told my mom, I was like, Mom, I really want to send CDs and DVDs overseas to the troops. This is what I have. What do you have? So she helped me go through her collection of CDs and DVDs. And then I just started asking my friends. It spread to my school. Then somehow God was amazing, and it spread to the community nationwide and even internationally. So, yeah.
And the number of CDs and DVDs, I believe you even sent over possibly some video games. Mm-hmm. Is that correct? Since you were 15 up to the present day, how many items have been sent overseas or to our troops?
Well over 1 million.
Wow. Did you ever expect it to be that big a program?
Not at all.
Do you remember the first CD that you sent?
It actually went to a local David Weir, which we know
Sure.
tragically passed away.
Mm-hmm.
But our first box went to him.
Okay.
And one of his family members actually gave us the address.
Okay. You don't even remember what the CD was or anything like that?
It was a box.
Okay.
It probably had, Britney Spears, NSYNC, the
Back
Backstreet
then,
Boys, my collection.
It's funny because I've seen some pictures on Kaylee's, on Tunes for the Troops website, and you got some of these, masculine Army guys and Navy guys and Marines and everything like that. And they're holding up a CD of Yanni or a CD of cabaret tunes or something like that. They weren't really as interested in who it was. They were more interested in somebody was actually caring enough to send them something. And it was entertaining. It was something that didn't have anything over there.
And maybe they had never heard of some of those CDs before, and they were introduced to a completely new genre and new side of their personality.
The program itself, that first year when you were still in high school, any idea how the first year was? How successful was that first year? Because I know it's built and built on and built on, but has it been incremental, or was that first year just got started and we didn't have as many going over, and then people learned more and more about it?
Exactly.
And it grew. So.
I mean, I think that's how anything really is in life. You just have to be persistent and not give up and persevere, whether it was super easy or if it was extremely hard, because it's hard work that pays off. And now look at how many people benefited from Tunes for the Troops. Well over 1 million CDs and DVDs and other items have been sent.
I start saying, just think of the ones who actually got a CD and the other ones who got a CD or a DVD and started trading out with each other. Mm-hmm. So you touched more than just those millions, or that million of CDs that you sent over. That one CD may have gone through a whole battalion. Mm-hmm. We don't know. So you may have touched many lives. I know you've received some accolades from that, but I would guess that the thing that has touched you the most are the personal notes that you received from the troops or anything
By
like.
far.
Do some of them stick out in your mind?
I mean, there's so many, but one of them that does stick out was from, I can't remember his name, but he was saying that him and his guys were in the hills of Afghanistan. They were all crowded around in a tent in the dark around a laptop watching a movie. And they all had their weapons strapped to them, again, in the dark, and their commander walks in and just starts laughing. And as I'm reading the letter, I'm like, okay, why was he laughing? And at the end of the letter, we find out that it's because they were watching Legally Blonde. Yeah. So
Another thing, you don't expect to see this group of guys in the military watching a movie Legally Blonde.
right.
So, well, although I'm sure that Reese Witherspoon wasn't a problem for
Yeah,
them to
of course.
watch her. We won't mention how much my boss Matt Ryerson really likes Reese Witherspoon. I don't think he's watching, so we don't have to worry about that. But that's that's great, and you had so many people get involved locally. But you say it just gained ground, and it became an international thing. Were they sending these CDs to you to ship out?
Well, okay.
Or straight to
People
the
from Canada were sending us CDs for us to turn around and ship them overseas to the troops. But actually, after being in Teen Vogue, some girls in the United Kingdom got a hold of the magazine, and they had sent me an email saying that they wanted to do the same thing for British troops, and they wanted to know how I did it, what they could do to also do it for their country, and so I helped them. I don't know what came of it, but...
Yeah. You obviously didn't have the funds available yourself to mail these to people, so there were a lot of folks who may not have donated CDs or anything like that, but did help you with the shipping.
Shipping, donations of boxes, packing tape, taping guns, everything.
So it was a an effort of many to put this together. Now, I asked you this the other day, and I don't know if I should ask you or not, because this is sort of like your baby in a sense. Tunes for Troops, it's mine and everything like that. And you are going into the military, and are going to be, and we'll get into this a little bit more in a few minutes. But what happens to Tunes for the Troops now?
Okay, well, I still want to encourage people to support the troops, to send entertainment items overseas. Even with the drawback, there are still going to be troops stationed over there, at least there are as of right now. Yeah. And whether it's through CDs and DVDs, through any other great organizations that support the troops, I definitely want to encourage people to take advantage of those. Obviously, I am going to be starting a completely new chapter of my life and serving America in a different way, but I'm not going to be able to head up Tunes for the Troops anymore. But again, we still have our email address, and if people have loved ones that they want stuff sent to, or if people have items to be sent to, it might take me a while to respond, but I can still facilitate through the emails, but it's not going to be what it was at all.
And I will say this hurts me to say this, but because I'm an old MTSU grad. But back when I was in college, Tennessee Tech was our big rival. And I understand when you went to Tech, I believe you may have gotten involved in a sorority maybe, but you had a group of folks over at Tennessee Tech that were helping you with the program as well. So it seems like everywhere you go, people hear about the program, and it's almost like, how did somebody not do this before? Why is it taking so long for somebody to really do something like this? Matter of fact, I believe that I was watching a TV show where they were saying back in the Civil War, the troops didn't have any kind of entertainment things like that. So that's why they started writing journals and things like that. It just seems like this Tunes for the Troops was something that I can't believe that it didn't already exist before you got that involved in it. So people are really wanting to see it continue. So, and I know you are too. You want to see. Who knows? You may be somewhere where you hope somebody sends you a CD.
Very true.
And you'll have to let us know who that. If you're one of Justin Bieber or.
Of course.
Of course,
My
everybody wants a Justin Bieber or a Blake Shelton or something to that effect. But you are right now getting ready for a career, and we'll be moving on to. I really don't want to say exactly what you're going to be getting into. I want you to tell us about that, but I want to take a break before we do that, and come back to that. But if anybody has any more questions about Tunes for the Troop, is there a place that they can go to? I know they can go to the website.
For right now.
Okay, so after that, any special way of getting any questions answered or anything about Tunes for the Troops?
Again, we'll still have the email, which is tunes4thetroops@hotmail.com.
Okay.
It might take me a while to reply because I'm only going to check it maybe like once a month, but it'll get answered, I promise.
Okay. Oh, and by the way, I want to get into your military career coming up, but you mentioned Teen Vogue. Mm-hmm. Didn't you get some kind of a special award for being one of the top 10 teens? Help me out. I don't know exactly what that title was.
It was from Glamour magazine.
Glamour. Oh, it's a different magazine. Yeah. Well, see, Glamour. I get Sports Illustrated and ESPN.
That's the same thing.
Glamour is not one of the magazines I get delivered. But what was the honor that you received from them?
Glamour's Top 10 College Women of 2012.
Wow, that's a pretty big honor.
I was honored, yes.
Yeah. Did you expect it to happen?
I honestly, I
Was that something your mom sent in for you?
No, not at
Okay.
all. They somehow found out about me and sent me an email to my Tennessee Tech email address, inviting me to apply for it. So I was like, okay, that sounds like awesomeness right there.
Sure.
So-
Just to be nominated or to have a chance.
Right.
And then to be in the top 10.
I was surprised.
Hey, that's another way that you made Bradley County and Cleveland proud. Now, you're not originally from Cleveland, are you?
I mean, I've been here since I was 8,
Okay.
so.
I started to say Radzyminski is not
Well,
quite.
that's Polish.
Okay, that's, it's like Mincy. That doesn't sound like it's, a Tennessee name. I said, no, I'm sorry. It's a Georgia name. There's a little difference. But you've been here since you've been 8. So Cleveland High School. Where'd you go to elementary school?
Stewart.
Good school. Middle school. Well, did they have middle school back when you were?
Cleveland Middle School.
Cleveland Middle School. And that was when it was next to the high school, I guess.
No,
It was the new Cleveland Middle School. Wow. Joe, I'm feeling old in here. Every time I mention something, it seems like, oh boy, I think I've got it figured out. And right now you're 22, I believe you said.
I'm 21. I'll be 22 on June 18th.
June 18th.
Yes.
Okay, that's let's see. 3rd, 4th. So it's 2 weeks from June 4th. I'm trying to think if I'll be on the show. I'll be on the show maybe the 17th. So we'll be sure to do a shout out to you.
Thank you.
And hopefully, we'll yell it real loud because you'll be out in. How long are you going to be in Washington?
2 months.
2 months. Okay. We're going to come back. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back and find out why she's going to Washington, what she's going to be doing in Washington for 2 months, and where you go from there.
Fort Huachuca, Arizona.
Oh, shh.
Oh, sorry.
That was a tease. I was doing a tease there to the commercials, and then we're going to come back. Now everybody knows. So I think they'll come back and say, "Where did she say?" So we'll be back after these messages. Talk a little bit more with Kaylee about what she's going to be doing now that she's second lieutenant in the Army. So we'll be right back after these messages.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here, doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000 bucks. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
Are you having trouble filing for disability?
Seems no one is concerned about your pain, the waiting, the denials.
While some representatives will meet with you in court, we will meet with you now to discuss your plan. We'll review with you the same file that the judges will see. Call us now. Social Security Law Center at Logan Thompson.
You're entitled to better.
This segment of Tennessee Valley This Morning is brought to you by Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland and 2120 Chapman Road, Chattanooga. For your next new or previously owned vehicle, make it Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, the better way to buy.
Welcome back to Tennessee Valley This Morning. Once again, we are taping this segment for our Monday morning show. So for those of you watching, it's Monday morning, but for me and Kaylee, that's good. But for me and Kaylee, it's Thursday afternoon, and we're taping this because Kaylee, later today, if you get packed completely,
Yes.
we'll be heading toward Washington State, Fort
Lewis.
I was going to say Fort Bragg, and I'm going, no, that's in North Carolina. And then I was thinking Fort Worth, and I know, no, wait a minute, Fort Worth is in Texas, and Fort Mars and Benton and all that stuff. But you'll be leaving today to go to Fort Lewis in Washington, and this is Thursday, so you move over there up until, and Monday morning you will officially be in your fatigues and everything like that doing the Army thing?
Well, I am planning to get to Fort Lewis by Monday evening, but I report Wednesday, June 5th.
Okay. You're going to take a little time getting over there. You got some stops to make, or you?
I just want to get there early,
Okay.
so that way I don't get there late.
That would not be a good way to start your military career, is
Right.
To get there. I almost think of Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Radziminski, Bueller, you know, where are you? And you know they're going to have some trouble with your name at first.
Yeah, maybe. Usually they just come up with a weird
different
nickname.
Different words, but what made you get into the military? I know that that's how what led you into Tunes for the Troops is when you went to a cadet camp or whatever. Mm-hmm. But that was when you were 15. Did you know you wanted to be in the military even before that?
Oh yeah, I've always wanted to be in the military. Just seeing my grandfather, because he was in the military, and my uncles, they were in the military. Yeah. And now that my mom is addicted to Ancestry.com, we find out that there's a ton of other Radziminskis that were in the military. Okay. And So I think it's partially, I don't want to say in my blood, but just seeing their personalities and their love for America, and they just want so much for everyone who lives here. And I just think that I've picked up on that over the years, and it's been instilled in me and has helped shape who I am today.
Now, how do you start off as a second lieutenant? I would think, being a non-military person myself, that you would start at the bottom, which I would think would be private, and then private first class, and then all that. How do you become a second lieutenant? Sound like you're already able to boss people around.
Okay, well, there's enlisted ranks and then there's officer ranks.
Okay.
I'm a second lieutenant, so I'm basically at the bottom of the food chain for the officer ranks.
Okay.
But I got a 4-year Army ROTC scholarship to Tennessee Tech University, and so
I'm just
for the last 4 years, I've been going to school, obtaining my degree in geographic information systems.
Okay.
And just went to different camps during the summer, got evaluated, ranked among all the other cadets in the country, which helped to determine what I was able to branch, and I branched military intelligence.
Fantastic. Geographic Information Services.
Systems.
What is that?
I usually just tell people it's like mapping.
Okay.
It's just easily put.
I'm good at napping.
Napping,
Mapping. I'm sorry, I'm mapping. That sounds interesting in a way. You know, sometimes when you think of the military, and of course we just went through Memorial Day, so you think of all the war movies and everybody on the front lines and things like that. But there are things that have to go on in the military to prepare for all of the troops that are on the front lines, or any strategic moves that you make, or anything like that. And you're a part of that, the mapping part, the geographic information.
I actually chose that major because I was emailing one of the troops that received Tunes for the Troops items, and I was telling him what I wanted to do, be military intelligence, and he said, if you want to really succeed in military intelligence, you should probably look into geographic information systems. And at that time, I was an engineering major, and I had met calculus. And I was like, I don't like you very much.
Yeah, I had yet to find anybody who likes calculus very much.
And so I switched my major to geographic information systems and never looked back.
Fantastic. Now you'll be at Fort Lewis for a couple of months, you say, and then from there, and excuse me if I ask a bad question, because when you say military intelligence, it's almost like I'm afraid to ask a question here. I may be letting some secret out that the world doesn't need to know. But where do you go from Fort Lewis, if you can tell us?
Right, from Fort Lewis, I'll go to Fort Huachuca, which is in Arizona.
Okay.
And there is my officer training course. It's called BOLIC, Basic Officer Leadership Course.
Okay.
And I'll learn everything that I need to know for my MOS. And as soon as I graduate from that, I will go to Fort Campbell, which is my duty station.
Finally someplace I've heard of. Okay. You'll be closer to home.
Right.
I know Mom will be happy.
Yes.
Okay. And what happens at Fort Campbell?
I'll be there for a few years
until
the Army decides to move me.
Okay. What is your hope? And I know when you get into the military, you have these plans, I'm sure, but you're at the whim of where they think you are going to fit best to help the military, help our country, and everything like that. But if you had an idea of where you would want to be in so many years, where would that be with your the military intelligence and everything?
I mean, I have a ton of goals and aspirations. I think it would be awesome to maybe one day work at the Pentagon, to work with one of the special forces groups doing MI stuff, maybe as a general's aide. I don't know. I've looked into all of this stuff. And
maybe as a general.
Maybe as a general.
Maybe as a general.
It all just sounds so amazing, but my goal is just to take it one day at a time and give it 110% and then some, and see where God wants me to be.
Fantastic. You're still going to be, I know you're still going to have ties to Cleveland, not just from your mom. And if you've never met Stephanie, she is an interesting lady, a great mom, I know. And she we had a special little event United Way put on for you up at the Mountain View Inn. We still call it the old Holiday Inn. But she was up there, and you could just tell how proud she is of you. I think your grandmother was there too, wasn't she?
She was.
And she was proud of you too, and we're all proud of you. But I know that you will still have that connection to Cleveland with Stephanie being here, with your mom being here. So I can see you still coming into town a lot to visit, and then when you get to Fort Campbell, maybe even having a little bit more of an opportunity to do so. Is there anything that I'm trying to think of the word I'm looking for? Is there anything that you can say to anybody? You know, you've become a role model for a lot of younger kids. I can call you and Ivy over there kids because you're in your early 20s. But you've become a role model for a lot of the kids at Cleveland High School and others in our community. Is there anything that you could say to those who are right now thinking, you know, I wonder if the military might be for me? What would you tell them?
It might be for you,
Yeah.
just because, I mean, we live in a country where we have the freedom to become whoever we want to be, when we want to do it for the most part, and how awesome is it to be able to contribute to that for, you know, our generation, future generations, maybe, you know, long after you're gone, the impact that you have here on Earth will just be unfathomable.
That's a tough one. Yeah, but well, that's great. Well, I know that we're going to be watching you and your career. We're extremely proud of you. I was kidding you about being in the paper with the Mayor Rowland for quite a while because, believe me, Tom doesn't need you to be on the front page. He can get on the front page because he's such a celebrity. But have you met some folks in your career with Tunes for the Troops and the Glamour magazine and in your military that have impressed you, or the people that you thought you'd never ever have a chance to meet through all of this? You may have met the president. I don't know.
I haven't, but
Okay.
that would have been cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, everybody just, I mean, I would not be the person that I am today if I hadn't met every single person that I've met up until this point. Just because I've gotten so much great advice and pointers for not only my career, but for life in general. And I'm just so indebted and thankful to them because, I mean, my mom has done an awesome job raising me, but it wasn't only her, and she's the one who told me that. It's just everybody.
That's great. I'm going to do something that's kind of odd. Hey, Joe, can you come in here for a minute? Keep us on the wide shot.
Do you smile?
He's back there playing asteroids on his phone. No, he's not. He's actually paying attention. I have a couple of T-shirts over there. Would you grab one of those for me? Either one. The blue is sort of like a Cleveland high school blue. Thanks, Joe. That's real good. We know that you're going to be staying in shape because you're in the military, so you're probably going to be running and doing some things. So we wanted to pass along to you one of our shirts from the United Way. This is Live United. That's our slogan, and I don't know if this one's too big. I know, but
It's fine.
well,
I'll cut the sleeves off and
I sort of say it's too big, but it looks good on camera because the bigger it is, the more I can show Live United. But we wanted to pass along a shirt to you. We want you to wear it
I will.
when you're out running. And if anybody says Live United, tell them it's about United Way and that this came from my friends in Bradley County in Cleveland, my hometown, and wear it with pride.
I will.
And I sent one earlier this week. We're taping on Thursday, but earlier this week with a guy that went over to Moore, Oklahoma, where they had the tornadoes. And I asked him, I said, did you wear your Live United t-shirt? He said, yeah, it's dirty already because he's been out shoveling and working with things there. So we just want you to remember us. It's not much.
Oh, it's wonderful.
But we want you to think about us. We're going to be thinking about you. come back and see us. You know where our office is, I believe. So come on down, and we're proud of you. And just keep up the good work.
Yes, sir.
All right. And I don't think I'm supposed to be military to salute you, right? Or can I salute? And am I doing it right? Which hand do I do it with?
This hand.
That's not even. I'll do the Benny Hill. Some of us remember Benny Hill. But congratulations again. Thanks for coming on the show. I know you've got a busy Thursday. You got to go home and pack, get ready to. Are you driving?
I am.
Oh, be sure to stop a couple of places on the way.
Plenty
and get some rest and all that. But Kaylee Radzominski, watch the newspapers, watch TV. She's going to make us proud. So we appreciate you being on.
Thank you.
We're going to take this break, and we're going to come back and be live on a Monday morning with Ivy Lawrence right after these messages. So stay tuned.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here, doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
Are you having trouble filing for disability?
Seems no one is concerned about your pain, the waiting, the denials.
While some representatives will meet with you in court, we will meet with you now to discuss your plan. We'll review with you the same file that the judges will see. Call us now. Social Security Law Center at Logan Thompson.
You're entitled to better.
This segment of Tennessee Valley This Morning is brought to you by Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland and 2120 Chapman Road, Chattanooga. For your next new or previously owned vehicle, make it Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, the better way to buy.
Hey, it's Monday morning back again, and we appreciate Kaylee coming in and talking with us on a very busy Thursday afternoon. Something we don't do a lot is tape, because we're Tennessee Valley This Morning, and we like to do morning shows and to get you guys going. So we're back on this Monday morning, first Monday in June, and we hope that everybody had a great weekend. June is just like every other month in the summer. You never know what the weather is going to be. So it may rain later today. It may. We've talked at the office about it snowing sometime in June. You just never know. Sure. But with me today, I've got Ivy Lawrence, and Ivy is no stranger to Tennessee Valley This Morning.
True.
But she has. This is someone who I've gotten to know over the last couple of years. First from Lee University, when her and three others, Jennifer, Desi, and Tommy,
Yep, got it.
worked with the Bateman team and took the United Way on as a client. and we had a great program that we did over at the Greenway.
Yes.
With some kids. Help me run.
Eat, Move, Grow United.
Eat, Move, grow. There's no run in it.
No.
But eat, move, grow. Well,
That's
you
what
had
we
to
were
run
doing.
some.
Yeah, we were doing that.
But that ended up being such a special event. And the next thing I know, Ivy is no longer in Cleveland. She's in Europe.
Yes.
And I'm following her on Facebook of what she's doing over there. Then the next thing I know, she's in Cambodia, and I'm going, what is she on some kind of reality show on Discovery Network or something? But I asked Ivy to come in because she is now working with People for Care and Learning.
Correct.
And Ivy, what's your title with them?
I am the Director of Events and Logistics.
Okay. And what does that mean?
That basically means, at a nonprofit, you're doing all sorts of things.
Sure.
But my main responsibilities will be planning all the events that we have locally, nationwide, just planning fundraising events, fundraising for our different projects, but also just awareness about our organization, as well as logistics. Indicates that I'll be planning the trips that we do. We take teams from Cleveland, from all over different places, over to Cambodia to see what our organization is doing to raise awareness for the company.
And People for Care and Learning in Cambodia have become such, things that go together because of the Build a City, not Build the City,
yeah.
but Build a City campaign. And I'm trying to think, I can't remember the name of the city.
The village is Andong.
Andong, okay. And you haven't been with PCL, but for what, a couple of weeks?
Couple of weeks. I actually haven't even started in the office yet.
Okay. But you're with them. So what's the first thing you had to do? I don't want to say had to do, but the first thing you did with them?
The first thing that I did with them was, I guess in my first interview they said, if you get the job, can you go to Cambodia in a week and a half? And I said, sign me up. I can definitely go. So that was the first step in being a part of the team, because they really want us as people working there to understand what we're doing. Okay. Why am I raising money? Why am I putting these events on? And I definitely caught the bug. I was able to see all the different things that PCL, People for Care and Learning, does, and it was incredible.
One thing that I've talked with Jake Stum, and also with Dr. Garman, Fred Garman,
right.
and heard their stories about being over there. This was your first, and I think they've been there now maybe,
lots.
I want to say 4 or 5, a dozen times, I can't even remember. And we actually have had dignitaries from Cleveland travel there as well. But this was your first trip.
My first trip.
And was it your first trip to I don't know if this is the correct term, impoverished nation or impoverished area. Was that your first trip to a place like that?
It was, as far as on that level, third world country. Okay. I've been to Asia several times, 3 times, but to China, and they are tottering, like they're between second world, first world. So it was a drastically different Asian experience because it was just different.
What was your first opinions going there?
Of Cambodia?
Yes.
Oh goodness. I was just so excited to see the country that my job would be really surrounding. We do a lot of different things in Southeast Asia, so not just Cambodia, but that's kind of our focus right now with the Build a City project, since that is our biggest project. I guess my first reaction, first I was in the capital, Phnom Penh, so you see kind of city life, which of course is not horrendous, it's not crazy, there's people live in houses and all that kind of stuff. But when I went to Andong, the displaced village where we are, as the title indicates, literally rebuilding the entire city, that was when the experience really hit me. And it wasn't even until 4 days in that I realized, this is the first time I've been to a third world country. This is the first time I've seen living conditions like this, and it was, unbelievable. And even though I was there for a day in the village, trying to kind of recount that experience is hard, because it was, I've never seen living conditions like that. People literally live in sewage water. Flooding is a huge problem there. So they run through the water, they use the bathroom in the water, they have to drink that same water, and they're not educated to know not to do those things. I mean, that's a big part of what we want to do is bring that education. So it was shocking, to say the least, to see that.
That's something that I understand is one of the big issues that you're working with over there is water.
Yes.
Because they don't have the clean sanitary water.
Right. That's kind of the way that People for Care and Learning originally gets into villages or towns. That's the very first step, is taking a water filtration system, because they don't even, and just teaching them how to use it, because they don't know how to use it. So that's always the first step, and that's what really kind of gets the foot into a lot of different communities.
It's got to make you feel good becoming part of an organization like People for Care and Learning, to see where they're working.
It's very exciting.
And it's got to be kind of a culture shock, because as I mentioned prior to that, I'd seen all these pictures of Ivy with these places in England, and I don't know if we went to Scotland or Ireland. I think you probably went everywhere. And I'm going, man, I'd love to be there. And it's like, wow, how did you get to do that? How do you get to do that? And that was part of your final thing at Lee before you graduated?
Yeah, that's...
They call it something.
Sure, yeah, it's called the UK Semester Abroad
at
Lee, and that's just one of the requirements of going to Lee is taking a cross-cultural trip. Obviously, you don't have to take a 3-month one. Most people take one over spring break or in the summer. But one of the programs is the UK Study Abroad program, and it's incredible. It's an entire 3 months located in Cambridge. That's kind of your base, and then you travel all around England, Scotland, Ireland, Wales, so the 4 countries in the UK. And then you wrap up that experience with your last 2 weeks going wherever you want to in Europe. So I got to hit 6 more countries.
Where'd you go?
I went to Poland, Czech Republic, Austria.
They all blend together.
They do. There's so many.
Yeah.
Spain, France, and I'm forgetting one more. But so quite a few places.
Now, your major at Lee was, I wanted to say public relations. Is that correct?
Public relations, yes.
So this was part of your study abroad, was involved a little bit with the public relations?
No, actually, the focus, you can do the program as regardless of your major. For me, I needed 1 core credit left to graduate, and it encompasses some core credits as well as specific things to the experience. So we're learning about British politics, we're learning about British history, all that kind of stuff. So a lot of that goes to just your core education, and I could have graduated in December, but didn't. Why leave college early? So I just used those credits on top of what I already had, and it's a really cool way to learn. You're there learning things in that country, and it's a really hands-on historical experience.
What was your favorite place that you went?
Oh man,
because there's so many I have to choose from, I'm sure.
There are. I feel like everywhere I went, I absolutely loved. I think my favorite place probably was Scotland, Edinburgh specifically. It's just such a cool mix between the old culture, but also it has this bustling modern kind of vibe to it as well. And the castle there is incredible, as well as my favorite thing I think I did the entire time I was out of the country was climbing Arthur's Seat. And I love outdoorsy stuff and all that kind of stuff, but it's a inactive volcano, and you can climb to the top and see all of Edinburgh, see tons of Scotland, and it was just breathtaking. It was absolutely beautiful.
Fantastic. Yeah. I get jealous because I never, I've been to Virginia and Georgia and
those are good places
and Florida and places, but never out of the country. And when I see people who have gone to places like that, especially, I noticed or I knew that Dr. Silverman over at Lee took a group to Germany.
Germany and Austria.
And it's like, wow, just to have the opportunity to do that is fantastic. And that's a thing that Lee really pushes is that international travel, learning from all over the country.
Yeah.
So
Not only do they push it, but they make it a doable option, like financially, all that kind of stuff, because you're getting to see a ton of stuff, plus you're getting class credit. So I mean, not to, a Lee University poster child over here, but it really was. It was so awesome, and the way that Lee facilitates it and handles it is so cool.
Okay. Hey, we've got a few minutes left, and we were talking as we were going on, and you saw the part that we recorded with Kaylee where we gave her a T-shirt.
Right.
And I said, I never did give you a T-shirt, and you said, yes, you
Yes.
did, and that you wore it when you were in Cambodia?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Well,
A Live United T-shirt.
Yes, I have my Live United T-shirt, and I really, credit like my time working with United Way as like really why I fell in love with like nonprofits, because I never had any intention of working in nonprofits. I wanted to work corporate world,
Sure.
and I loved my time so much partnering with you guys. I know we just had a great time.
It was a lot of fun.
It was fun, and it was informative,
Exactly.
and it was one of those things where you felt like you really did something and created some cool partnerships. And so from that, I've been really fortunate to end up working at People for Care and Learning. And while we were in Andong, in Cambodia, doing Build a City, the team that we were with actually got to help build one of the houses. And so while I was building my house, I had my Live United T-shirt on, and I meant to specifically tell you, and I was like, oh, I'll have to tell him today. So I had my Live United T-shirt on.
Fantastic.
And, got dirty from all the work we were doing, and it was great.
Well, we appreciate all that you did with us when you were with the Bateman team and all, and I can't think of anybody, and believe me, I thought all four of you worked so well together.
That's great.
But I can't think of any group of girls that I would have thought would work great with nonprofits than you four. Yeah. And I know Tommy is working corporate down in Chattanooga, and Desi is over at the school, I believe.
She's at Lee. Yeah.
And I've lost track of Jennifer.
Jennifer is actually will be one of the first students in the Lee University business grad program.
Fantastic. And you're with People for Care and Learning.
am,
So it's sort of like, I feel like Fred McMurray with my 3 sons, but it's my 4 daughters who are moving on and making me proud. Sort of like Kaylee's making our city proud. You guys are making me proud. So
thank you.
Congratulations for working with PCL. We'll be seeing a lot of you.
Yes, absolutely.
So, and thanks for coming on the show today.
Yeah.
It's it's been a good show. We hope that you've enjoyed it, and we hope that you have a great June. Hope you have a great June.
Thank you.
Finally getting back to work.
Right.
And we will be back in a couple of weeks with another Tennessee Valley This Morning. But until then, have a great day, and we'll see you later. Okay, bye-bye.